concept in the downswing. This is one of my favourite concepts because it gives you a feeling of being free-flowing and being able to give this ball a good old hit with the driver. Let's get straight into today's concept. Well, this concept really comes from a feeling and a lesson when I was teaching the other day in this room, because currently the weather outside in Manchester is terrible. I like to think of the downswing as a free-flowing motion and not a position where we have to be so specific on points. But I know we have to hit certain criteria to make a good, powerful, stable, have control of the club head, etc, etc, etc. So this concept and this idea is all about a piece of string. Yes, a piece of string. I want you to think we've got a piece of string attached to our left knee and our club head, okay? That's exactly what I want you to imagine. Really nice and simple. So if we've got a piece of string attached from our club head to our knee, we're going to imagine we're taking that backswing. I want you to imagine now, during the downswing, a lot of people we know notoriously move this way. Over the top move, no separation between lower and upper. I want you to imagine now in this concept, as we get a feeling of squatting and turning and our left knee opening up, we feel as though that string allows the club head to fall behind us, and that string is the trigger for the club head falling through. So instead of the motion and feeling like the string's not getting a lot of tension on it and we're bringing that club head over, I want you to imagine in transition we're going to feel that string is getting as taut as possible, so from here to here, as we move in this downswing. And I want you to feel your trigger for the downswing is lower to upper to hands to club head. So we've got a sequence of events. So lastly from down the line, then we'll show you from face on. So to the top, left knee goes first, we squat, we open up, the club head falls and it comes through. So really I'm thinking about this, or my belt buckle, or my lower half initiating the downswing. From the face-on perspective, I would really like a motion to look like this. So we're really feeling, we're imagining we've got that string attached from here to the club head, so that string would work in this way. So as we start the downswing now, that string is getting taut, 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 and it's always stretching behind us and through. We're not swinging over and that string's getting all tangled up in here and no tension on it. We're really trying to feel we're lower to upper to through, and this really allows you to have a sequence, a powerful move using the ground, using our body efficiently, rather than making a move which is predominantly just with the arms. We want it to be a sequence between arms and body, so if we can achieve that, we're in a really, really good place to create some power. So we could actually do this with hitting shots as well. So the way I would do it, I would wind it up to the top and I would use my gears. So gear 1, gear 2, gear 3, gear 4, gear 5. So we're going to imagine this is teed up on a T-peg. We're going to swing it to the top. Gear 1, opening up. The string is attached from here to here, coming through, swinging through. Again, gear 2, a little bit faster. Gear 3, 3/4 speed. Gear 4, nearly at full speed. Gear 5, hit it as hard as you want. Don't hit it as hard as you want, but definitely certainly hit it the pace you would out on the golf course. So today is my favourite concept of the downswing, and it's all about feeling a stretch and a string between my left knee and the club head. And trying to feel as though that string gets stretched, it doesn't lose its tension. So we're really trying to feel that band and that string stretches in transition, comes through to a follow through. So we're really trying to feel we get this motion, so we've got a feeling of the lower half initiating the downswing as opposed to it all moving over together. Really nice simple concept, something you can try, and the best thing about that is it's something you can go and do and take to the golf course. It's a concept, it's a feeling, it's not specific positions. So the end of this video is all about part of what we actually want to know about the mechanics of the body and what it's doing in the downswing. So we all know we want a move where we get the club to shallow, the club face to strengthen, and come through into the golf ball. But I just want to talk specifically about the body here in the downswing. So from the face-on perspective, I really want you to feel as we're coming down into the golf ball, the lower half initiates, so we've got a feeling and a stretch between our hips and our shoulders. So as we're swinging down, as we come into impact, we're really trying to feel like our shoulders are not as open as much as our hips. So from the down the line perspective, we would see a move where our hips are a lot more open than our shoulders are roughly parallel to our ball to target line, and our hips are open to this. And this is all about creating a stretch. Now, in kind of long-winded explaining terms, this is called an X-factor stretch. So it's that ability for you in transition to create as big a stretch between our shoulders and our hips. And the bigger stretch we can create, the more power we're going to create, and potentially the more consistently we're going to create that. Because if we're someone who makes this move just with our arms, it's not going to be very repeatable, it's not going to be very consistent, and it's not going to be very powerful. So in simple terms, in today's video, we're trying to create the biggest stretch between the upper and the lower in transition, and I really like that feeling of it being between your left knee and the club head, because that gives you a feeling of stretching the club head, because if this all moved down together, that stretch wouldn't be as strong as this. And you can really see the difference in my voice there. So go and try this feeling, try this concept out, and start smashing that ball down the fairway much longer. Remember, these are all basic things we can do on the range at home this winter to start perfecting our golf for next year. So we've gone through the 5 stages: grip, setup, including stance and posture. We've then done takeaway, backswing, and now finally we've finished on downswing. Now we will add a final, well, I guess 6th part of this series when it stops snowing and raining outside. So for the meantime, thank you, and that's the end of the basics series, and let's see you tomorrow on Alex Elliott Golf.